On October 20th, 1965, in the sleepy town of Mount Prospect, Illinois, a man who would become a major figure in the American intelligence community was born, John Ratcliffe. The youngest of 6 children, Ratcliffe's first mentors in life were his parents, both educators. This home environment of discipline and a passion for learning laid the foundation for his future determination. Ratcliffe began his academic journey at the prestigious University of Notre Dame, earning a bachelor's degree in government and international relations in 1987. But his dreams did not end there. Deciding to build his future in the legal field, he enrolled at Southern Methodist University School of Law and earned his law degree in 1989. This was a turning point in his career. Ratcliffe's path from law to politics and ultimately to the world of intelligence is the story of a quiet rise. As Director of National Intelligence, DNI, from 2020 to 2021, Ratcliffe played a critical role in shaping America's security policy. But his tenure did not get off to a smooth start. When he was nominated for the DNI position in 2019, he faced heavy criticism for his limited intelligence experience and withdrew his nomination. But Ratcliffe's determination paid off a year later. He was nominated again in 2020, and this time he was confirmed. In 2024, he was again the target of criticism when he was nominated to be CIA director during Donald Trump's second term. But the controversy did not stop Ratcliffe's impressive rise in the intelligence world. His journey from a quiet town to one of America's most strategic positions has proven him to be a bold, decisive, and strategic leader at every step. Donald Trump's re-election to the presidency has brought about a development that has reverberated not only in American politics, but also in the intelligence community. Trump's nomination of John Ratcliffe as CIA director for 2024 was not just an appointment, but the manifestation of a partnership based on loyalty and trust. The nomination was well received in both political and intelligence circles. Ratcliffe's recommendation for the position was no accident. Ratcliffe, who served as Director of National Intelligence, DNI, during Trump's first term, distinguished himself as one of the president's most trusted allies. In this process, Ratcliffe, who stood out for his footsteps and loyalty in support of Trump's political agenda, was not only a bureaucrat, but also a kind of implementer of the Trump administration's political maneuvers. Donald Trump was quick to recognize John Ratcliffe's loyalty and clear stand on the party line. This bond has allowed Ratcliffe to rise to leadership roles in Trump-affiliated strategic organizations such as the America First Policy Institute. Though often criticized for his partisan approach, Ratcliffe's qualities have made him an indispensable figure for Trump. His nomination as CIA director is seen not only as a reassurance, but also as part of Trump's strategic plans for his second term. John Ratcliffe has carved out a unique place for himself in the intelligence community. But that place has been marked not only by success, but also by harsh criticism. Before and during the 2020 presidential election, Ratcliffe found himself at the center of the intelligence community when he publicly released unverified information about Russian election interference. This bold but controversial move bolstered Donald Trump's agenda and made Ratcliffe a loyal ally, an indispensable part of the Trump administration. Trump praised Ratcliffe not only as a manager, but also as a leader who fights for truth and honesty with the American people. These statements revealed the political and strategic calculations that went into Ratcliffe's nomination. For Trump, Ratcliffe was not just a bureaucratic leader, but a symbol of political loyalty and a partisan agenda. Ratcliffe's role gave him the enormous responsibility of overseeing America's 17 different intelligence agencies and directing national security policy. This position made him one of the most strategic figures in the US. But while attention was focused on that official title, there were aspects of Ratcliffe that were less publicized. Behind the scenes, people talked about his personal motivations, his working style, and the innovative approaches he brought to the intelligence community. Although John Ratcliffe is sometimes remembered as a controversial and even polarizing figure, he remains a leader whose loyalty and strategic courage have left their mark on American politics.
Have a call back for 860.
The cornerstones of John Ratcliffe's political rise were laid in the humble courtrooms of East Texas. Ratcliffe began his legal career as a federal prosecutor, making a name for himself in corruption cases. His true brilliance, however, came with his effectiveness in counterterrorism cases. His close cooperation and strategic relationships with the federal security services made Ratcliffe a sharp player in the justice system. The courtroom was his arena. He impressed not only juries, but his colleagues as well, with his keen intellect, strategic moves, and firm demeanor. His meticulous presentation of evidence and his ability to corner the other side on cross-examination set him apart from other prosecutors. Ratcliffe was recognized not only as a lawyer who applied the law, but also as a strategist who determined the fate of cases. However, his successful career has not been without controversy. In particular, some of his statements about his success in counterterrorism and immigration cases were met with public skepticism. For example, a claim that he arrested more than 300 illegal immigrants in one day was questioned by some sources as exaggerated. Such allegations have created controversy over Ratcliffe's career and complicated his image. However, these controversies did not completely overshadow his reputation in the legal community. Ratcliffe remained a respected figure, not only for his success in the courtroom, but also for his strategic thinking and determination. His legal career was a manifesto, not only of justice, but also of leadership and intelligence. The American political scene is full of figures who are usually characterized by big spectacles and impressive speeches. John Ratcliffe, however, broke with this tradition and adopted a more low-key, strategic leadership style. During his time representing Texas's 4th congressional district, his quiet but effective approach stood out as a rare example of grassroots leadership. Instead of making long speeches on the Hill, Ratcliffe preferred to get out on the ground. He focused on meeting face-to-face with his constituents to understand their problems and find solutions on the ground. This allowed Ratcliffe to be seen not just as a politician, but as one of the people. His candid conversations with his constituents at kitchen tables played a key role in gaining their trust. His unpretentious leadership earned him the title of loyal servant from voters. Ratcliffe's quiet but effective presence was a beacon of hope for those seeking sincerity in politics. His public presence and focus on real issues will be remembered as a rare model of leadership in American politics. Following his appointment as Director of National Intelligence, DNI, John Ratcliffe has become a figure of interest to many in the intelligence community, but the appointment has also brought controversy. Ratcliffe has been criticized in some quarters for his lack of experience, but throughout his tenure, he has rebutted these criticisms one by one with his analytical leadership and cool-headed decisions. One of his most notable achievements during his tenure was the development of a strategic policy to counter China's growing influence in the global arena. Ratcliffe emphasized the growing threat posed by China's economic, technological, and military power and the need for the U.S. to take a more proactive approach to external threats. This was at the heart of his concept of leadership, anticipating and responding to problems rather than simply observing them. Under Ratcliffe's leadership, much emphasis was placed on modernizing intelligence collection. In particular, the use of technological innovations and the integration of advanced intelligence tools were part of his vision. This innovative approach to moving the world of intelligence forward created a significant shift that shaped U.S. national security policy. His leadership was not limited to building a defensive shield against threats. It also sought to reshape U.S. intelligence capabilities to meet the needs of a changing world. Ratcliffe's strategic vision contributed to a stronger and more effective U.S. position on the international stage. It was not just a leader's achievement, but a turning point in the modern understanding of intelligence. Although John Ratcliffe is known as a decisive and tough leader in the public eye, he is a very modest and quiet man in his private life. Ratcliffe is devoted to his family and finds peace in spending his free time with them. A lover of the outdoors, Ratcliffe often expresses his interest in outdoor activities such as hunting and fishing, which stems from his childhood in Texas. Those close to him note that he has a strong sense of humor and is able to lift the spirits of those around him, even in the most stressful moments. This humanitarian side of Ratcliffe shows that behind his tough political scene, there is a sincere and warm personality. Ratcliffe's qualities have made him a positive influence, not only as a leader, but also as a human being. John Ratcliffe is known for his determination to develop a strong defense strategy against the new threats that are rapidly emerging in the digital world. Throughout his career, cybersecurity and digital intelligence have been a cornerstone of his leadership vision. Ratcliffe has often emphasized that national security depends on protecting digital infrastructures, and he believes that technological innovation should be integrated into security policy. During his tenure as Director of National Intelligence, he issued stern warnings, particularly about China's cyber threats. He made it clear that China's economic, military, and technological ambitions for world domination posed a serious national security threat to the United States. This approach set Ratcliffe apart as a strategist in the age of cyber warfare. Ratcliffe sought to harness the power of the private sector by working closely with technology companies. He frequently emphasized the need for strong coordination between the private sector and the intelligence community to protect critical infrastructure and detect cyber threats in advance. He held regular meetings with technology companies and closely monitored the latest cybersecurity developments and threats. Through his vision, the United States is better prepared to respond to digital threats. Ratcliffe's leadership not only created a line of defense against current threats, but also led the development of a modern and innovative approach to national security to counter the cyber wars of the future. John Ratcliffe is recognized not only as a leader and jurist, but also as a powerful orator. This talent, derived from his legal career, is evident in his incisive courtroom arguments and public speeches. By choosing his words carefully, he is able to engage both the logic and the emotions of his audience. This is not just a skill, but an essential element of his leadership. His persuasiveness in the courtroom, coupled with logical moves that put his opponents on the spot, has made him a prominent figure in the legal world. Likewise, his speeches at public events had the power to make a profound and lasting impact. Ratcliffe's communication skills not only persuaded his audience, but also had the powerful effect of mobilizing them. John Ratcliffe's wordsmithing made him a powerful leader both on the field and behind the scenes. His speeches became not just an idea, but a strategy, a powerful tool for influencing individuals and society. This is a critical element in understanding Ratcliffe's career and legacy.